Hello, I'm Andrews. This is my sign name. I want to tell you about something that happened to me when I went to Starbucks. You know, the coffee place. So, what happened? I just eaten some Mexican food real fast, had a great meal, and then I was driving and I felt a little uncomfortable. Like my stomach was about to be really upset. And I was wearing a silk shirt, but started to feel soaked with sweat. I was just starting to feel really sick. I'm trying to drive, but it was so uncomfortable. It, I know it sounds a little funny, but it didn't feel that way. I didn't want to go to a gas station, but I knew I had to stop. And I couldn't wait anymore. I was just squirming in my seat. I really just couldn't find a gas station. So then I pulled off the highway and there was a Starbucks. And so I thought that was perfect, nice place to pull into. Oh, and was just I was literally squeezing my butt cheeks together and I ran as fast as I could into the Starbucks. And then I used the restroom I finally got into the restroom. I was the only one. Thank goodness there wasn't a line. I sat down to use the restroom. And sure enough, it was an explosion. I just pooped like I'd never pooped before. It was coming out in little pieces. It wasn't a full poop. It was in tiny little explosions, but I just felt so much relief. I couldn't believe it. I stopped sweating. It was just awful experience. So then I went to stand up, grab some toilet paper. So I guess when I had stood up, inside the toilet, it was covered in feces. It had sprayed everywhere. I hadn't sat down completely on the chair, so it was all over the walls. It was poop all over that had just sprayed everywhere. Thank God there was some paper towels. I was sweating again, so I used the water and the paper towels and tried to clean everything up. I was nervous. And I had to wring it out. And I'd been in there such a long time, people were knocking on the door. They didn't know what was going on inside. And of course, my silk shirt was just covered in sweat. You could almost see my skin through the t-shirt. It was sticking to me because I was so sweaty. So I Oh, I didn't want anyone to see me, so I checked to make sure. I peeked through the door to see if anyone was looking and waited until I could leave. Again, I peeked out and I didn't see anyone coming. I mean, of course, it was a busy Starbucks, but I didn't want anyone to see how sweaty and gross I was. And my ass, too, was really sweaty. So I snuck out the door and I got out as fast as I could. And once I was in the car, I just had chills and goosebumps. I couldn't believe it. I will probably never go to that Starbucks again. Those poor workers at Starbucks. I can imagine their reaction when they enter into the bathroom and see the my feces everywhere. Oh, bless their hearts. That's really awful. I'll never forget that. It was really funny, but still a terrible experience.